Ladies, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Simnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support you will shower me here with. I am grateful. So today we'll be talking something very important, and this is very concerning because I don't see how everything going on, like all the Holocaust going on all over the world. The United States is involved, Israel is involved, and not just being involved, they are involved in a very horrible way. They are out there leeching people and then turn around to tell you that this is a very poor country or this is a third world country or something like that. Tell me how United States was the one that gave Israel phosphorus that they released that is eating up people. You all know how harmful phosphorus is. It causes so many, it does so many horrible things to the health. And they have been lying about it, and the mainstream also lied about it, but now it is all over. People already found out that United States sent phosphorus to Israel, and Israel launched it on Lebanon and some other places. Are they trying to depopulate people, or what is their main purpose? Because I look at everything going on, I see how evil both people are together, and the fact that they work hand in hand is something that people should really be very careful of. Like one of the videos I talked about, where they said that you already be very careful of what your kids are consuming in school, because one day they will find out that they have pledged allegiance to Israel without even knowing it. Let's get into this video.
How come you guys not talking about this? I remember there was a commentator that was talking about this situation about the white phosphorus, which is a chemical which is very toxic and very lethal to anybody. Now, sources are saying that United States is held accountable for this. And I'm going to say allege, because they have struck into Israel with this toxic chemical, but it also reached into Lebanon as an attack. Now, United States, if this situation is true, what are you guys are trying to do? Make World War III? Is this a campaign to try to regulate to keep Biden into office or something? Or some kind of conspiracy theory? Or allege? You know, this is ridiculous what you guys are doing now. Enough is enough. You are now you're putting Spitfire. You know, I don't know if a lot of West Indians understand what Spitfire mean. You're putting fire on top of fire. And then when you put fire on top of fire, it end up reverse where you end up getting burned. Because look what resources. Now they're saying that the airborne office, I want you to pause it and read it. They said that how it struck it says here, the United States is concerned about the reports of the Israel reports, and they use the supply with the white phosphorus in October attack in Lebanon. They said the White House speaker. Now, who was in charge of doing this kind of idiotic thing? You know, this is not even idiotic. This is malicious. Why would you guys turn around and cause a situation where it does not need to be caused? You guys make more enemies than friends. And I'm referring to United States government society. You're so fixed in to align with the Israelites when they are the ones that's putting you guys into fire. Okay, you want the country so bad and want a piece of the rock, but you don't even realize what you're doing. Because let me tell you what this white phosphorus can do. Let me take you to Chemistry 101. Okay, white phosphorus is a chemical. It's a wax solid substance. Typically appears yellowish. They say it's colorless. Now, if you think about formaldehyde, it has a very potent smell. Formaldehyde, they use that for embalming. Now, this type of toxic chemical, I remember years back, during the time when they were doing experiments, they were told that they was not supposed to touch this type of gas. This is a lethal gas. It says ignites, especially upon the contacts with oxygen. So the air that you breathe and you accumulate that substance, your behind is cooked. Okay? It is often used to militaries to eliminate battlefields, generates a smoke screen, you know, and it also says here, but I want to know the kicker. Now they said in order for this thing to generate and make it more potent, to make it not potent, to make it more powerful, it has to be in a certain type of temperature range. And they think of approximately from 1400 to 15 Fahrenheit. And so that the burning gauge of it. Now think of yourself being in a cremation where your body is in a hot substance. Was they put in the gauge, and once the combustion with it to release into the oxygen, your whole entire body is going to be saturated, okay, and it's going to be burned, all right? Because look at this. They said the white phosphorus used in deep severe burns, it penetrates even through the bone, and it often is known as a regenerating initiating treatment. They said after exposure, proximity, it stops the burning process. But they said the smoke of the burning of the phosphorus also is harmful to the eyes, respiratory, and dew. And they also say the phosphoric acid, this thing is very lethal. It can even give people respiratory distress problems. It can even give them cancer and many multiple things. What is wrong with you guys? And they're saying that they're held in the United States accountable for this. Okay? Why would you guys do something so malicious like that? So you want to eliminate these people so bad that you don't even realize what you're doing. You're playing with fire and you're playing with us. This is what they do. This is what they do with our taxpaying money. But it so happened that the attack ricocheted and went to Lebanon, and they did it today, December 11, 2023. Okay? So all this thing that we have been doing when they've been doing things so quiet in the White House, and you haven't heard anything from Biden's administration, even from the vice president or whatever, this is what they're doing. This makes it worse for him, and he doesn't even realize. Honestly, when you're ignorant and you're not really taught with certain things and you're just a doer and a follower, this is where things are going to come into the crossfire. It's like they train people to be working in the government to learn to be terrorists. And they have the nerve to say that other countries are terrorists. You don't see other countries coming and attacking us. It's always us attacking them. I just don't understand it, just to have power. This is a very lethal, toxic thing that they have put in the air. Now these people are going to be suffering with problems. You really wanted to kill these people. Wow. You guys talk about Hitler and talk about the mental and physical things that Hitler did. But one man can't do it alone. He had people in the army standing next to him to do it. And as cowardly as he kept, before he got captured, he made sure that he killed himself. You guys talk about the Holocaust and how detrimental it was, and you guys talk about it all the time. But meanwhile, you guys are doing detrimental things to people. And then you go and recover for the survivors of the Holocaust. But you guys don't even focus on the survivors of massacres and people who basically had their house burnt down and burned to death because of some woman had lied and said that some black man had attacked them. But the years of the maliciousness that you guys have done, because Woodrow Wilson, he did worse. Theodore Roosevelt, he did worse. Franklin Roosevelt did worse. George Washington did worse. Okay? The list goes on. Andrew Jackson, my favorite president, was named after a school that was the same, that acted just like him. He did worse. Ronald Reagan did worse. Bush Sr. and Jr., they did worse. Clinton did worse. You see the famine he did with Haiti, and they had the nerve to lie about it. And then turn around, he said he's sorry. He was the same one that was playing with a young woman and telling that he never messed with her. But meanwhile, he was doing a lot of crazy things too. His wife, she did worse. Obama did worse too. Gaddafi is one, and even Gaddafi did worse too as well. The list goes on with all you presidents. Each and every one of y'all was trained to destroy, to monopolize, to capitalize, to destroy innocent people. And this is not community guideline violation. This is a teaching process, because this came on the news and people have been talking about it. But it so happened that I started to read because, reading is fundamental, and I wanted to do the breakdown of it.
I know, man. It's like all members of the Security Council will vote to say that this is wrong, that Israel needs to be investigated for war crimes, that Netanyahu needs to be tried in the International Criminal Court, Biden needs to be tried in the International Criminal Court, Obama needs to be tried in the International Criminal Court. Like, all of these dictators, not even dictators, but all of these war criminals that just seem to escape justice. The politics of it all is ridiculous. How is there immunity for some? Like, because if this was an African or South American so-called warlord or dictator, you'd have invaded the country already. Some Arab, you'd have invaded the country already, right? You'd have plastered their faces and showed the same thing you're showing us, or that we're seeing as far as Israel's doing. But for some reason, you guys have like full immunity.
So now they're concerned. They're concerned after they got caught by Washington Post for sending white phosphorus over to Israel, and now it's being used in Lebanon, in addition to Palestine. Yeah, okay. Also, the EU is working to sanction Israeli settlers, specifically the extremist ones. I hope you guys are actually going to go through with it, because literally anyone that's trying to get like a pew-pew from local government to attack Palestinians, yeah, go ahead and sanction them. Sanction them with actual jail time.
Mate, thank you for admitting to being war criminals. Thank you. Even though you're feigning ridiculous ignorance as to what Israel could have done with the deadly and harmful chemicals that we're sending them. It's not like these people have a track record of, ethnic cleansing and mass massacres and genocide. I'm just so surprised to see Israel using white phosphorus on civilian villages. I mean, Israel, we've only meant for you to be using the white phosphorus to burn their olive trees. We only approved it for eco-terrorism. I cannot wait for the day the revolution comes for this fuck. Free Palestine.
So now they're concerned. They're concerned after they got caught by
This is attention to the extremists. Do you guys go to a fraternity or go to the underground and everybody have their cloaks on and y'all are sitting there finding ways to overtake the world and world domination to master, to give to the highest power, which is the one that you consider as a god, but he's the demigod and his name is Horus. He's a god of nightmares and underground. No, for real, because honestly, you got people like Bill Gates want to cut trees and coming around and come up with little old stuff and let's play with the food, ladies and gentlemen, and giving people vaccination next minute they have a side effect, even though he's just a face, the brand ambassador, meanwhile he just have to give homage to the wizard and he got their assignment to be the gatekeeper. But I just don't understand some of y'all. You guys have money that's under your year and you still try to find ways to want to sacrifice people. Why don't you guys sacrifice yourselves? Why don't you do something like charitable and give to donations and stop using it as a tax deduction? Why you got these are the same people. If you guys listen to the Breakfast Club, there was a representative. She was saying that the SNAP people get $6 per day. And she said the cost of food is so high that it's not even quantitative up. So she wanted to go with her and another team. They wanted to go up on the pricing of it. Instead of saying $6, let's say $20 per day, and then also try to cut the budget, cut the food, not cut the food, but cut the pricing of the food, But she said these are the extremists will come up and say, how would it happen? Everything is like an experiment to them. They're like Pinky and the Brain. You remember Brain, the two lab rats that one had a IQ of 1,000, and every day he wants to do world domination, and then every time you turn around, the domination just blows up in his face, but he still and say, I shall rule the world. Because some of y'all act like that, and I'm referring to the extremists, the fascists, the racists, the Ku Klux Klan, the people that talk about, I am the great wizard, the Wizard of Oz. Some of y'all act like that. Like, I don't know, that, and those give me sociopath. And you know the thing is, they are the ones that come up with these ideas. They're not using their money, they're using other people's money. You know? And other people's money is our money. And these are the people them that turned around and came up with, it's the same thing with drugs. When drugs first came here, it was an experiment to depopulize the minority community. Then it became a domino effect and it started hitting the other side. It's the same thing with the mortgage. Everybody was giving bad mortgages to people that was making under $16,000 a year. They were owning a house and their mortgage was over $3,000 and messed up the whole entire thing. Then it went and hit to people like them. Oh, we need the loan modification. Come to find out the loan modification was garbage. Okay, just like Obamacare. No, seriously, when I look at all you extremists, and these are the people, they might as well call them the executive agents because this is who they are. These are people that's behind closed doors, and they're not a part of any Republican, Democrat, liberals. They are in their own secret, and they're the ones who sit there, and every minute they come with their rituals, with their masonries and their fraternities and their this and everything, and they come with their ways of coming with their grand poobah and their fraternities and all that stuff, and just do nothing but experiment, and it ends up blowing up in their faces. It don't really affect them, you know, because they got to protect the legacy. It's all about the legacy. But they're the ones who experiment on people like us, like guinea pigs. And then they go to places which they consider to be third world. And these are the places that's making them rich. Just the same thing with the Asian community. They were the enemies. They were the this, they were the that. But meanwhile, they're trading with them. Eartha Kitt has said that, you know? And as you move on to the thing, these are people that every day they come up with something. With their three horsemen, their philosophies, and I came from Harvard, so I know what I'm talking about. I have an Ivy League degree. These are the same ones that come and try to demolish the economy. And then when it blows up, they talk about, oh, we have a crisis, ladies and gentlemen. We need your help. No, this is not the army. Okay? You guys are destroying the economy. You are messing up lives of people. You are causing people to die. And then meanwhile, you guys come back and say, I am sorry. No. No. No.
So this is all I got from this video, and I'm genuinely concerned. Why? Excuse me. What's going on? I'm genuinely concerned why US is doing so many horrible things these days. What is going on? Because I don't see how you send phosphorus to Israel and Israel used it. What is going on? Because I don't understand. Why are they attacking people? Make all this make sense, because the whole thing is just like, not making sense to me. Sincerely speaking, US has really been in the news for how many months? Like, almost everything going on all over the world. All the problems, the Holocaust going on almost all over the world. They are involved. Israel is also it. And now look at what is going on. It looks like, sincerely speaking, when I sit down and listen to what is going on in the United States as it stands, and how Israel had so much connection in United States, sometimes I feel like it is now the United States of Israel, because I don't know how they are able to manipulate everything and got in. I mean, they have strong hold as it stands. Now, if you look at everything going on, now United States is now, America is not very scared because, and they are trying to defend themselves. Like one of the people that spoke said, yes, like, you know, the mainstreams and all that, they tell them what to say and they say it. Now, everybody is not, because they were lying that they were not the ones that sent phosphorus to Israel. But as the whole thing now is hitting, people now found out that the whole thing is coming from United States. And I am asking, why is it that all the dangerous things going on in the world, United States is involved in all of it? Look at Congo, look at Sudan, look at Haiti, look at Yemen, Palestine, Israel, and United States. All over. And then it's just very sad that United States is not even, I'm not going to say they are not smart enough, but they have no idea how much Israel and the Jewish are penetrating into them. And before you know what is going on, you all will be pledging allegiance to Israel without even knowing it. But what am I supposed to say, or what am I supposed to do to stop that? It is none of my business. I am just saying what I see. I am sure that some of you also see something like this happening. Because, man, I think United States is not like, you know, looks like somebody where somebody is being charmed or something, and they are doing like they are being out of order without even knowing it. Because I don't see how Israel got so much upper hand. But then each time I see how both of them connect in bad things and evil things, I always remember where G0t said that a war or a touch on Israel is a war on the United States. That settles it. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.